Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever pictured yourself living in a vibrant, sunny place like Merida, but then a tiny voice whispers, but what about all the paperwork, the contracts,
Hmm.
the unknowns?
Hmm.
Well, if you're dreaming of Merida, or maybe you're already calling it home, today we're diving into something that's truly an absolute game changer for your peace of mind.
Yeah,
Navigating lease agreements here in Mexico. Trust me, it's a bit different from what you might be used to back in, say, Canada, the US, or Europe.
definitely different.
And getting a handle on these nuances is your secret weapon, really, to preventing those classic head-scratching misunderstandings, unexpected costs, or let's just say avoiding any unnecessary drama.
It's so true. And what often surprises people, is how easily they might overlook the fine print, just assuming it's like renting back home.
Right, just sign here.
Exactly. But the deeper truth is, a clear understanding of your Mexican lease isn't just about ticking legal boxes. It's the bedrock for a genuinely smooth transition
Hmm.
and making sure your experience here is actually enjoyable, not just tolerable. Our mission in this deep dive is to cut through any confusion and bring absolute clarity to this vital part of expat life, making sure you feel empowered.
Absolutely. Empowered is the goal. So let's kick things off with the different flavors of lease agreements you might encounter. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation down here.
Not at all.
And truly knowing these types is your first superpower. First up, you've got the Contrato de Arrendamiento. That's your standard formal lease.
The main one.
The main one, yeah.
Mhm.
This is the registered contract between you, the tenant, and your landlord.
Yeah.
It's the big one, defining everything: rent, duration, deposits, responsibilities. This is, hands down, the recommended path.
Definitely the safest.
Then there's the Contrato Verbal, the verbal agreement. Sounds easy, right? We'll just shake on it.
Uh-huh. Easy but risky?
Well, technically legal under Mexican law, and it's also, well, oh so risky. It offers very little protection if there's a dispute.
Right. Your word against theirs.
Exactly. Imagine trying to argue a point in court when all you have is a memory of a handshake. Charming for a greeting, maybe, but not so much for legal protection when things go sideways.
Not ideal.
And finally, for those shorter visits, we have short-term or vacation rentals. These often skip the formal contracts, but here's a crucial point. If your stay stretches beyond 30 days, you still benefit immensely from getting something in writing.
Absolutely. Even a simple agreement.
Even something basic can save you a lot of hassle down the line.
That brings up a really critical question then. Once you've figured out the type of agreement, what specific elements should you be actively looking for? Or, even insisting on being included?
Okay, yeah. What are the must-haves?
Because, as we always say, true protection is found in the details. Let's dig into the non-negotiables. First, names and identification.
Right.
You need the full legal names of both you and the landlord. And crucially, attached copies of official ID.
Like a passport.
A passport works, or, for Mexicans, the INE card, that's their national voter ID, used for everything. And this is essential for both parties, not just you.
Good point. Both sides.
Second, property details. Get the exact address, obviously, but also a really thorough description of the place. And if it's furnished,
Oh yeah, the furniture list.
a detailed furniture list is not just helpful, it's absolutely crucial. Avoids disagreements later about what was there or its condition.
Total.
Third, rental amount and payment terms. Your monthly rent must be clearly stated in Mexican pesos, MXN.
Pesos, not dollars.
Pesos legally. We'll touch on USD later. This section also covers your payment method: bank transfer, cash, maybe even an OXXO deposit.
Ah, OXXO pay. So common here.
Super common. You pay bills at the convenience store, plus the due date each month and any clear late payment penalties. Need that spelled out.
And don't ever overlook the security deposit, or deposito de garantía. This is typically 1 month's rent, right?
Usually, yes. But the truly crucial part here is that your agreement must explicitly state it will be returned at the lease end.
Assuming no damages, of course.
Exactly. Provided there's no damage beyond normal wear and tear and all bills are paid up. Clarity on return conditions is key.
Okay. Then we have the lease term, or plazo. How long is the contract for?
Right. Commonly it's 6 or 12 months, but what's often negotiable are renewable terms.
So you could ask for an option to renew?
You could, yeah. And naturally, the start and end dates need to be super explicit. No ambiguity there.
Makes sense. What about maintenance and repairs? Who fixes what?
Always a fun topic. The contract should draw a clear line. Tenants typically handle the minor stuff: changing light bulbs, general cleaning, maybe minor upkeep of small appliances.
Day-to-day stuff.
Exactly. Landlords, on the other hand, are generally on the hook for the bigger things. Structural issues, major plumbing, electrical problems, unless it's clearly caused by tenant misuse.
That's an important distinction.
Very. And utilities. Your lease needs to spell out exactly what's included: water, electricity, internet, gas, and clarify how they're paid.
Right, like, do I get the bill in my name or do I pay the landlord back?
Precisely. Do you, the tenant, open accounts like CFE, that's the National Electricity Company, or JPay, the local water utility here in Merida, in your name? Or will you simply reimburse the landlord monthly? Needs to be clear.
Got it.
Now, this next point. This is where things can get really interesting and sometimes a little nerve-wracking for many expats. The fiador.
Ah, yes, the guarantor. Okay, break this down for us.
So in many leases, particularly more formal ones, landlords will require a fiador. This is a property-owning guarantor located within Mexico.
Someone who owns property here and is willing to vouch for you financially.
Exactly. And if your closest friend or family member doesn't happen to own property in Mexico, well, it can be a hurdle.
A big one for newcomers.
It is, but it's important to understand it's not just a random bureaucratic thing. It's a deep-seated part of Mexican property law, acting as a crucial safety net for landlords.
Okay.
What's fascinating, though, is that this system often allows for lower upfront security deposits compared to countries where a guarantor isn't standard.
Well, that's interesting. So there's a trade-off.
There can be. It's a double-edged sword, certainly. But the good news is, many landlords, especially dealing with expats, are open to alternatives.
Like what?
Like a higher security deposit, maybe 2, sometimes 3 months rent, or even lease insurance policies, known here as Baralo or Fianza.
Okay, so you can buy insurance instead.
You can, through specialized agencies. This is absolutely a key point to clarify up front. Don't wait till the last minute.
Definitely. What else is critical in the contract?
You need to look for early termination clauses. What happens if you need to leave before the lease is up? Life happens, right?
Yeah, things change.
The typical penalty might be forfeiting your security deposit or sometimes paying an additional month's rent. It needs to be defined.
Good to know beforehand. And renewals.
Renewal and rent increase terms. Some leases might include automatic renewal clauses. Be aware of those. Rent increases must follow the terms in the agreement.
How much can they increase it?
Usually it's inflation adjusted annually, typically around, say, 5 to 8%. But the key is it needs to be in writing for any possible renewal.
Get it documented.
And ideally, have it approved by a lawyer from a notary public when you first sign. Now, a notary public in Mexico isn't just someone who stamps things. They're highly authorized legal professionals who certify the legality of documents. Having them review it initially adds a layer of protection against unexpected hikes later.
Okay, wow. That's a lot to keep track of.
Right.
So you've got this comprehensive checklist, you're feeling empowered, which is exactly what we want.
Right.
But what about those sneaky red flags? The things that can pop up and turn your dream rental into, well, a bit of a nightmare. Let's unpack the big ones. The ones that should make you pump the brakes.
Good idea. Heads up time.
First, a huge red flag. If there's no written contract offered at all, just run.
Pretty much. Or at least proceed with extreme caution and insist on one.
Insist. Okay.
Yeah.
Another one. If the landlord is unwilling to provide an ID copy, you're giving yours, they should give theirs, right?
Absolutely. It's about mutual transparency. If they balk, that's suspicious.
And watch out for an unclear deposit return policy. If they're vague about how and when you get your money back.
Yeah. That's a classic sign of potential trouble later.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And this one. Watch out if rent or deposits are requested only in cash with no receipt.
Huh.
Always get a receipt, folks.
Always a recibo. Proof of payment is essential for everything.
Imagine needing proof of address for something official and all you have is nothing. Not good.
Nope.
If the contract is written only in Spanish without explanation and you don't fully understand it, that's another big red flag. Don't just sign.
Please don't. Get a certified translation if you need one, or find a trusted bilingual person, maybe a lawyer or agent, to explain it clearly.
Absolutely worth the effort. And finally, verbal promises that are not included in the signed document. If they'll say, oh yeah, we'll fix that roof leak next month, but it's not written down.
It's just words floating in the wind. Get it in the contract or an addendum. Always get it in writing.
Get it in writing.
And, you know, when you connect these red flags to the bigger picture, it's undeniably about protecting yourself legally and financially.
Totally.
It prompts a really important question. Beyond the contract itself, what else should you know about the broader legal landscape?
Yeah.
And what are the most practical steps for actually signing a lease here in Merida?
Okay, yeah. legal stuff and practical tips.
Well, a critical legal consideration to remember. If a bilingual contract exists, the Spanish version always prevails. Always. It's legally binding.
So even if the English seems fine, check the Spanish.
Or have it checked. Any slight misinterpretation in an English translation could cause problems later. Also, important reassurance, don't worry about suddenly finding yourself out on the street. The eviction process requires court action.
Right. They can't just change the locks.
No. A landlord cannot forcibly remove a tenant without going through the proper legal procedure. You have rights and protections under the law.
Good to know.
Yep.
What about practical tips for signing day?
Okay, top tips. 1, read the entire contract carefully. Don't skim.
Every single word.
2, ask for clarification on any unfamiliar terms. No question is too small or silly.
Don't be shy.
3, negotiate terms before you sign anything, especially deposits, included utilities, pets. Get that agreed first.
Before the ink dries.
4, inspect the property thoroughly before you move in. Document any pre-existing damages with photos, maybe even a video walkthrough. Date stamped.
Start proof.
5, always request official rent receipts, recibos de arrendamiento, monthly, proof of payment.
Keep those receipts.
And finally, 6, definitely keep a digital copy of your signed lease agreement and all payment receipts stored safely somewhere.
Digital backup. Always a good idea. And for someone navigating all these complexities for the first time, professional help sounds pretty appealing. How common is it for expats to actually use real estate agents for leases?
That's a great question.
And what's the actual value they add beyond just finding the place?
It's actually becoming more common, and they can add significant value. Licensed agents, especially as regulations tighten up, there's a move towards mandatory licensing in Yucatan starting in 2025.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They can be incredibly helpful. They can review contracts, help ensure compliance with local laws, and even assist with negotiations. Think of them as another layer of protection.
Okay, like having someone in your corner.
Exactly. Just be aware that some agents charge a commission. Often it's around 50% of 1 month's rent.
Who pays that?
It varies. Sometimes the landlord, sometimes the tenant, sometimes it's split. It depends on the agent and the agreement. So always clarify that commission structure right up front before you commit to working with them.
Got it. Ask first. Okay, now let's tackle some of those burning questions we hear all the time. Quick fire round.
Let's do it.
So what does all this mean in real-world situations? First up, can I pay rent in USD? Lots of expats have dollar accounts.
Legally speaking, rent in Mexico is paid in pesos, MXN. Now, some landlords might accept USD, especially in tourist areas or dealing with foreigners, but they often use exchange rates that aren't very favorable to you. So while it might seem convenient, you'll usually save money by paying in pesos if you can manage it. Get a local bank account if possible.
Good advice. Okay, next. What about our furry friends? Big question for many of us. Are pets allowed?
This is critical. It must be explicitly stated in the contract, never assume pets are okay.
So no mention means no pets.
Technically, yes. This is definitely something you need to negotiate up front with your landlord. Get it in writing, maybe conditions like a pet deposit or specific rules. If it's not in the lease, you don't have permission.
Negotiate up front.
Yeah.
And a really big one that causes anxiety. What if my landlord sells the property while I'm living there? Does my lease just disappear?
No, thankfully. You're protected there. The lease remains valid and enforceable by law.
Phew.
The new owner steps into the previous owner's shoes and must honor the terms of your existing lease until it expires. Unless, of course, you both mutually agree to renegotiate new terms, but they can't just kick you out. Your existing contract provides that crucial protection.
That's a huge relief for many people, I bet.
Absolutely. It provides stability.
Okay.
You know, what's truly fascinating here is that while this might seem like a lot of information to absorb.
It's quite a bit.
It is. But understanding these lease agreements genuinely protects your finances and your rights here in Mexico. And honestly, trustworthy landlords actually prefer informed tenants.
That's a great point. Less hassle for them too, probably.
Exactly. It really does make for a smoother, happier rental experience for everyone involved, cuts down on misunderstandings, builds a better relationship from the start.
So whether you're just dreaming of Merida and starting to pack your bags virtually, or you already have your toes in the sand here.
Yeah.
Remember this.
Yeah.
Always get your agreements in writing.
Always.
Clarify every single responsibility, yours and theirs, and know that you are now armed with the knowledge to make confident choices. Because a well-understood lease isn't just a piece of paper, is it? It's your solid foundation for truly making Merida feel like home without those unexpected plot twists.
Well said. Your foundation.
So here's something to think about. What part of your future marital life will you secure first with this newfound clarity? That's our deep dive for today.
Hope it was helpful.
We really hope this exploration helps you navigate the exciting world of marital rentals with absolute confidence. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and make those aha moments happen.